went to the wrong screen. Welcome back, everybody. How am I so rusty when I do this every week?
We're professional streamers.
Shanks was talking about goblins, so
Always talking about goblins.
blame him.
By the way, if you didn't see our week off Smasher Pass stream, check it out, Navon. It should be up on YouTube now as well.
Oh boy.
We recorded that. So
So now the whole world knows what we're up to in our spare time. We open in on the massive cavernous city of the Earth Genasi. The tone here is somber. A funeral procession just walked their way casually outside of the great opening and into the fields. You have been provided with a place to stay once again in the guest homes available, and you've kind of had a brief conversation with Sandrock. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before you get a long rest in?
Brielle was by the forge, kind of waiting if Sylra was ever going to come back or not. But regardless if she does or not, I think she's just going to kind of walk up to the huge forge that they have in the middle that they've been working around and just kind of like sip. Is it still on? Like, is still fire going?
Yeah, well, it's on is sort of a there's a spectrum to it. Those coals aren't cooling down. Like, if they didn't do anything with it, they'd be hot for another week.
Okay. So she's just going to sit by it, kind of reminiscing about what it used to be like to sit around her father's, just the warmth and the nostalgia of it. And she's just kind of thinking of how tough it is back at home to have the whole, I have a business where we make weapons, so you have a business where we make weapons, and ours are better and stuff, and just reminiscent of what this whole greatest work kind of thing was. And she's just a little homesick, but she's connecting a little more to the forge, and like getting ideas of how she'd like to go forward. And then eventually she'll, I guess, make her way back with everyone.
While you're there, why don't you make a perception check for me?
Okay. In the tower, or?
No, let's do it in the open, and we'll be adding your... Are you proficient? You aren't.
Perception? No.
So we're adding your proficiency.
Okay.
Which puts you at, what, 11 there?
8, 9, 10, yep.
Yeah, as you're kind of sitting in lost in thought a little bit, recalling memories of your forge back home, at some point throughout this process, you sort of glance in at the still red-hot coals, and you notice something as your vision kind of moves across them. There's a little bit of a shimmer to the coal bed in here. And as you draw a little bit nearer, you can make out that there's definitely what appears to be, at least, verglass melded within this coal bed. It's unclear to you exactly what function this performs, but as you like kind of suss it out a little bit, you can see that the actual minerals, you kind of like pick out one larger and closer to you, and you're kind of looking closer at it. There's sort of a reddish hue to it, which you've never seen before.
Is it hot to the touch like a coal would be?
If you touched it, it would be incredibly hot. Yeah, like it would burn your fingers immediately.
Yeah, she'll like put her hand and then realize that's a bad idea. But she'll kind of look at it. It's the raw mineral of verglass kind of thing. That silvery shiny, right?
It's hard to tell with it being embedded. Like it's kind of intermixed with the hot coals, and you can't get that close to it, so it's really hard to say. But you're kind of noticing that it's not just the coals that have a reddish hue to them.
Yeah, and it's throughout the whole thing mixed, or would there be, for example, spaces where if I ran my hand over, I could feel it maybe hotter where the verglass is versus other spots like hot and cold?
It's pretty well mixed. It's pretty well mixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She'll just take note of it, but she won't write it down because it's kept in here.
Very good. Anything else anyone else wants to accomplish?
I think like we had kind of regrouped, and then if we're leaving and Brielle stays back near the forge area, I think Wren kind of pauses and like watches to see that she's okay, and then walks away towards the little house that we'd been staying in. I don't know if we can even call it a house. It was kind of just like a room made of rock. And I think she's thinking about Vyshura, and I believe Rhowan and did Rhowan and Sylra tell them what had happened with Vyshura? Because Sandra kind of explained that that was her sister and all that when he had gone to ask.
I don't think we had yet, but definitely intended to.
Okay. Well, as they're walking back, then Wren will turn to Rhowan and Sylra. Did you find out any more about what had gone on?
Oh boy. It was pretty heavy. There is some sort of challenge of honor. I think Vyshura was accused of cheating by that woman, and there's some sort of process to handle that, but Sandrock said that other lady was her sister. That's gotta not be sitting too well.
Oh.
And some sort of tradition dictates that the accused tribe is not permitted to attend the funeral.
Which I suppose would be tough when it's your family member.
Yeah.
They choose their clans then, if they're related and from different groups.
Possibly.
Shanks, do they look similar at all?
Do they look similar?
Yeah, because some of the clans and like tribes had like different looks to them, right? They were kind of
yes. Well, the challenger, whose name you have not yet learned, looked similar enough to Vyshura. They both Vyshura herself is a little bit darker than a lot of the people in Sandrock's clan, and so was her sister. They are both, in fact, the commander from her tribe had the same sort of darker stone-like look that they both have, though they might be somewhere in between.
Oh, interesting. Well, did Sandrock say anything about how long these sorts of things go on?
He didn't. I didn't think to ask. Got the impression, though, that we would be welcome to attend the service if we wanted to, although I'm not sure how comfortable I'd be with that, not knowing many of these people.
I am usually pretty interested in seeing how other cultures handle these sorts of things, but
Yeah.
we've also kind of been taken in as one of, I guess, like an ally to
Yeah,
the offending
I'm not
party.
sure what the politics on that are.
Oh, well. I suppose we'll find out soon enough whether or not we're going to set out in the morning.
Yeah.
Wren is just, when they get back to the little house thing, she's just gonna set herself up to sleep. She sets up Brielle's stuff like next to her, and also like makes a little bed for her egg again, and it's gonna splay out and go to bed.
Brielle, did you head back, or are you like hanging around the forge a long while?
She would have stayed for like a little while. Like she was there essentially when like Rhowan was talking to Sandrock, and then she would have taken maybe like half an hour longer just to kind of sit and ponder, and then she'd make her way at a reasonable time.
All right, then yeah, you're not there long after that point. Rhowan, was there anything else you wanted to do before?
I don't think so.
Okay. Are you guys setting up any sort of watch?
Brielle sit up. She wants to write a letter to her parents, so she might as well.
Can't wait to hear that.
I haven't written it yet, but it's long overdue.
Okay. Then I guess Brielle's taking first watch. Let's get a perception check from Brielle, please. So, not long into your watch, you hear and feel the mountain rumble a little bit. It feels, especially after meeting Orindar, it feels less sort of like this threatening, ominous sound and more intentional, purposeful. It almost feels like you're hearing a friend from across a valley. But it kind of comes in waves, shifts, and moves. It's far from where you are, but you can feel it kind of moving here and there. And then about an hour into your watch, you start to hear the familiar clang of steel on steel. Rhythmic, steady, constant. Clang, tap, tap, clang, tap, tap, clang. Sounds like someone's forging something.
When she feels the rumble, this is stupid, but she would do it, is she would like run her hand over like the ground where she's sitting and just like tap it like, okay, I hear ya, gotcha. But then eventually when she hears the clanging, she would kind of get up to go check it out to see if it's Sylra or someone else.
Yeah, from where you are, it's sort of difficult to make out exactly who it is, but you do see a single slender figure at the anvil nearest the center forge, looking away.
Could I get close enough that I could discern features?
Absolutely. It just depends on how far away from your
How
group
far
you are.
away would I be from the group versus to see a feature?
To like really distinguish with that perception check, you probably need to go about 30 feet from the guest home.
Oh, that's fine.
All right. Yeah, you get a little bit closer, and you can absolutely make out that it's her. She's wearing the same thing as she was before. This is the first time you've seen her working in the evening, but she seems really focused in on what she's doing.
She'll probably go back, wake Sylra up, and then just say, like, can you watch over them? I have something I have to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because she can watch 4 hours. Then I'm safe. And she'll just kind of like go close enough that like she can wave, like catch Vishura's attention, perhaps just nod at her and just kind of like give her space kind of thing. She just doesn't want her to feel alone. So she'll like sit off somewhere where it's far enough if she is working.
Yeah, you make your approach, and as you get close, you can see that the weapon that she's working on is the weapon that her sister had forged. She's straightening it out with her hammer blows and then heating it, straightening. About 5 minutes in, you notice her noticing you. Her eyes kind of go up to you and then kind of away and then back down on her work, and she carries on. Once the headpiece has been completely straightened out, you can see that she quenches it again and puts it aside, and then kind of leans on her anvil and looks at you. You should not be here right now.
I can leave. Sorry, I didn't want to impose. I just didn't want you to be alone.
I should not be here either. But it is better to work than to dwell, to do nothing. Since I cannot celebrate my work, I will fix what is broken.
Do you need a hand?
I'm gonna ask you to make it's a simple thing, I know, but like I want a perception, or not perception, sorry, a persuasion check from you.
Persuasion.
Yeah,
I'm looking at those.
with advantage, actually.
Yes. In the tower?
Yes, please.
Hopefully that's okay.
You see her kind of go through a half dozen emotions very rapidly in like the space of a second. But she just kind of nods and a slightest hint of a smile. She says, "Yes, come help me."
Okay.
And as Brielle goes over, she begins to explain a little bit about how their forge works, and you have to be careful even with just basic work to weapons like these, because if they're not handled well, the gift of Orndar might become volatile. And so you have to be a little bit more patient and a little bit more gentle and really coax the best out of these weapons. But she allows you to work with her over the next couple of hours. And in that time, just by watching her and listening and doing as you're told, Brielle picks up a few little techniques that make her believe that she could probably work with this stuff if she had to.
That's so cool. But yeah, she would just be totally respectful and not even say anything, and just whatever she's told, she's like, I'm there, I'm doing it. Just giving her space while also kind of working in tandem.
At the end of a couple hours, she just kind of slumps over the anvil once more. Thank you for your help.
No worries. I'll always help you.
Can I give you something?
Sure. You don't have to.
She nods at that and then leaves you there for a minute. You see she goes across to the other side of the forge and picks up a small, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess toolbox, really, but like a wooden this would be stone, but you've seen them wooden with like two just kind of basic openings and a handle. She walks it back over to you and places it on the anvil, and you can see that there is a hammer in there that looks light, but as she picks it up and hands it to you, it's a little bit heavier than your father's forging hammer, which is like a 6-pound hammer. It's you, now that you've seen this and you've learned what she does and everything, this is completely like solid compacted teniser, the high grade metal. And she hands it over to you. She says, "This I made for Onslaught. It now goes to my other forge sister."
Brielle's like pouting and about to cry. She's so touched by that. And she's just like, "Can I give you something?"
Yes.
She's going to give her the biggest hug. Thank you.
As you hug her, you feel the wall crumble, and she just begins to weep in Brielle's arms.
I've never had a sister.
You have one now.
I picture they just hug and cry.
Yeah,
for a while.
that goes on for some time. Meanwhile, back at the home, Sylra is now waking whoever's next.
Thanks, Sylra.
I'll take it.
All right, Rhowan, Sylra wakes you and lets you know that there has been a number of strange rumblings in the mountain during her watch.
Good to know.
Also, Brielle left and said she had to do something.
Yeah.
That sounds like her. It's probably fine.
Yeah, whatever.
So I'll get you to make your perception check in the tower, please. And of course, it's a stupid number. You can also feel better than any of the others. In fact, you can sort of feel it kind of rumble far and then rumble close. At one point, you're almost certain that part of the mountain is opening up as though Orindar is taking a deep breath. It's weird and comforting, and yet also dangerous.
Wild.
Yeah.
This is weird, man.
But other than that, nothing of note really happens during your watch. Except Brielle may be heading back by about then, somewhere in that watch.
I would say so. She would have told her to go get some sleep at some point, knowing how emotional she is.
And yeah, Brielle returns.
I'm gonna sleep now.
That's probably a good idea. Is everything okay? Are you okay?
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah. You see her like holding this hammer now.
Because Brielle always says she's fine, I would like to make an insight check.
Am I rolling deception? I'm not deceiving you. She just is like, no, I'm good.
Okay. Okay.
You can roll it, and I'll give you sort of a scale of how much you're aware of. That's pretty good. You can tell that she genuinely believes she's okay, but you can also tell that there's she's been crying. Oh, damn it, Adam. Oh.
Get some sleep.
Okay. Puts her hammer beside the egg. Make sure the egg's okay. Snuggles up on her bedroll. Goes to sleep.
All right, then yeah, the rest of your watch is uneventful, Rhowan.
Marvelous.
So I assume you wake Wren afterwards, and Wren, let's
Yes.
get a perception check.
Okay. It's not gonna be good.
You are correct.
I have a -1.
You feel the occasional rumble in the mountain, slightest bit of it. But other than that, nothing of interest seems to happen until morning. At the end of your watch, about the time that the others are waking, you do hear sort of a heated conversation happening far off from where you are. It lasts about 5 minutes and then comes to an end.
I don't think that would ping as unusual to her given the current state of the village at the moment. She doesn't really go to any effort to make sure the others are up, though. I mean, we have 2 people who only need 4 hours of rest, so I don't... she just kind of makes sure that her things are in order, and she's like kind of like quietly going about doing that, but she's not making any like big effort to be super quiet either.
We all hear, like, wake up.
Yep.
I said I stayed up.
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
that's it. I'll start packing stuff up and put my, like, hammer in my bag now, just at the very top. Crushing everything underneath it, but having nowhere else to put it right now.
It's like Thor's hammer, just
Yeah.
drops straight to the bottom.
Let's see.
I don't know if Wren would even notice that. Her passive perception is 9.
I mean, I'm right beside you. You're just looking the opposite direction.
But like, I
Drop
don't
the
know if
hammer
she
on your foot.
knows your inventory well enough to know
True.
that that's a new thing.
True.
Did everyone sleep all right?
Oh yeah. Felt like
I
the
think-
mountain was breathing though. That was strange.
Yeah.
It
It felt better than before, though.
I guess
Not as
knowing
scary.
what it is pretty key.
Mhm, mhm. What's the plan for today?
Well, guess that depends on what the Genasi are doing.
Go have a conversation with Sandrock and see if everyone's still up to doing that. It was supposed to be all of the Genasi though, so... if they say that they need time, what then?
I'm gonna go look for your mystery thing.
For Nadia?
Yeah, I suppose if we have time, that should be fine.
Bishara's doing a little better, I think, so that might help if they're willing to go. I talked to her for a bit last night.
Oh.
She says I'm her sister now.
Hmm.
I have a sister.
Very happy for you, Brielle.
Thanks. Mom and Dad are gonna love her.
I feel like you would probably get a sisters aren't that great from Sylra.
Well, I'm glad for your expanding family, Brielle. Congratulations.
I'm the only kid anymore. Should we go check if they're okay?
Yeah. She'll pick up her egg, strap it onto her back.
How long
Can't
do
get
these
your
things
eggs
take to get born?
I honestly have no idea, and I really hope that it doesn't happen at a very inopportune time.
Would I know anything about wyvern gestational cycles?
Let's get a nature check.
I can add a D4 to that if I need to.
I mean, yeah, you can. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not very hopeful.
Hey, 4.
That's good. That's good.
You're certain you've read it was either like 3 months or 6 months, or maybe 9.
It's definitely measured in a month, so we've got time.
Well, what
These
if
aren't
it was-
fast hatchers.
What if it was already a few months, though? What then?
Eggs usually start like shaking around and making noises if they're getting ready.
Oh.
I mean, that's like birds. It probably works the same way. I think some
brains-
reptiles too. There's signs of activity inside the egg.
Can Brielle put her ear up to the egg to hear if she can hear any movement?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Oh, sorry, I didn't do it in the tab. It doesn't matter.
You're pretty sure you hear the ocean.
No, that's good. That's good.
Can I passively percept anything going on inside of the egg?
It's just the blood rushing in my ear.
I can hear its heartbeat. No, that's yours. Yeah, Rhowan, you can passively percept the egg. What's your passive? 21?
21.
I fucking hate you.
Really making me want to take observant.
What's that, 26?
Well, it'll be 27 because we get the next level. I'll get a +1 to my proficiency bonus.
Yeah. And you can take a level of rogue and get expertise in it.
I already have expertise.
Oh, you have expertise in it. Okay. Well, with a 21, you you hear the slightest sounds of movement.
There's a little something going on in there.
Oh no.
I don't think it's going to be a today thing, no.
That's good.
As long as it's not in the middle of a fight or
I might prove a convenient distraction. Suddenly wyverns.
What if they don't like us, though?
that is my concern.
I didn't say who would be distracting.
Fair enough.
Distraction is a distraction.
What I said was true. Alright, Wren will lead them out towards where Sandrock was if we don't come across them before then.
Yeah, you head towards that central area where the leadership seems to be hanging out. Sandrock is there with a gathering of 4 other of the wandering, or the wandering stones, also known as the Duneborn, which is his tribe. They're all gathered there and having a conversation. You notice that next to him is one of the other one of the other chiefs, and she is of the Jade Heart. She's got like these sort of bright emerald eyes and like streaks of jade going down her cheek. They're having a conversation, and they're kind of also addressing these 4 other members of his tribe. And as you draw near, you can see that the actual that sort of stone banister that was sort of encircling the work area at the central forge, a portion of it has been shattered. And when he sees you, he kind of raises a hand to like acknowledge you, but halts you as he finishes what he's saying to those around him. They nod and kind of go about their business, and he welcomes you forward. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Is everything all right, aside from the obvious last night?
Yes, everything is mostly okay. Some minor complication.
We were just wondering if if everyone would be ready to go today, or if that needs to be delayed.
He exchanges a look with the woman with him and sighs a little bit, shoulders dropping. No. The Basalt Fangs have decided to demand a full mourning period. We are unfortunately stuck here for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And some of us were not in the right headspace to accept such a delay. Sort of gestures at the stone rubble beside him.
You know who did it?
Yes.
Was it one of your tribe?
It was my forge master. However, despite her reluctance to stay here for a week, she has agreed to begin work on your project.
She's beginning work on the project despite the fact that you guys haven't actually seen Orandar yet.
Yes. If we have to wait, it would be better to work on what we owe you than to make you wait as well.
Well, I'm sure we all appreciate that, and also the faith that you have in us. If you are needing a week, we will be using at least a day of that then to tend to something else nearby.
It is fine with me. And as you're having this conversation, you can see a couple of young men from his tribe running towards this group. And as they close in, one of them's like, "Chief," and he's, "Yes." And the two kind of catch their breath a little bit. We were scouting outside the mountain, make sure that the funeral was not interrupted. The Blue Terror came. It was stalking around. And then we found servants of the Black Queen. They were investigating what looked like a battlefield. Many of their dead. The Blue Terror got one of them, dragged him up into the mountains. I think it's layering nearby. Yes, I suspected as much. we will have to deal with that before long.
We could help if we're going out there. Right,
No.
right, guys?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
What is this blue terror exactly? Is it a dragon?
I do not know. Shaela and the woman with him says, not a dragon, but like one. And she begins to draw in the solid stone you're standing on, literally just with her staff as she kind of makes very gentle drawing motion. The stone just seems to part for her, leaving the image. You see a long serpentine-like creature with 8 short legs, a big toothy maw, no wings. Shaking your head at.
I don't know. It's just the fact that every time we're around here, we see something flying with lots of legs in the air, and it's very serpentine.
This was not flying. She draws it out as best she can. The image is pretty crude, but she kind of points at it. It is blue, and it has the power of the sky. It is very dangerous. It hunts mostly. She sort of hesitates and kind of gestures vaguely at like Wren and Brielle. Your type of people, their farmlands and cows and.
It's their bounty, you guys.
This is what we've been after.
Yes, but many people have fled, so it seems to be after us and others now.
We were told to look out for this anyway, so it makes sense that we would see to it while we're out here.
Hey, a weird question, sort of a sidebar here. You got anybody here who's good with animals?
In what way?
Well, I don't know. We've got these large eggs that we're hauling around, and if we're gonna go fight something that's called the Blue Terror, probably shouldn't bring in an omelet if we're trying to hatch these.
I see. Perhaps those that work in our nursery could help.
Oh, yeah, that might. Good shot. What do you I look at the group? What do we think?
I wouldn't mind speaking to them about it, but I guess my concern is that I know that I could probably take one of these down if I need to, and I don't know if a person who works in their nursery could.
Oh, it's gonna be small, like little, and these aren't close to hatching.
If you're certain.
Go check at least if they have space. Maybe there's just a lot of babies there right now.
Could be.
Sandrock kind of raises a hand. I will provide a warrior. Just
Hey, there
in
we
case.
go.
That makes me feel a lot better. We've been getting some people in trouble by accident by not being careful, so.
But you have helped us on purpose, and that is more important.
I think for a moment she thinks about Morgath and is just like, yeah. Like, she has a hard time swallowing that pill at the moment. All right. Where is this nursery then?
One moment, and he whispers something to one of his scouts. They run off. Just a moment later, he comes running back with fairly sizable-looking Genasi. Most of them are, kind of well musculared, but this guy's like a head over Sandrock, and he comes running out and he says, "Come with me." And he walks you around to, it's not far away, it's sort of a block if you were away from where you are. And inside there's a couple of small children running around and a couple of more infant size that are being tended to. Megan's laughing at something again. And,
No, I'm just laughing because there's a bunch of children. We're bringing a bunch of drakes into it. It's just a
Yeah.
bad idea.
I mean, the game's called Children and Dragons, right?
Yeah.
Oh, got it. I have the wrong edition. Sorry.
But he kind of quickly sort of smooths things over with the person in charge here. And she just kind of loudly lets out an exasperated, "Fine, eggs over here," and gestures to this corner of the room. Someone puts like a blanket down. They kind of just swallow them up a little bit. You can see they're a little hesitant to kind of be caring for them, but one of them at least seems more interested than the others.
I think Wren will leave her scarf kind of tied around her eggs so that she knows which one is hers.
Absolutely.
Rhowan.
He just writes on it. All right. But you know, they seem to take them, and the warrior kind of just stands near them and keeps an eye on things.
All right. I think Wren's still a little bit hesitant about this idea, but she does leave them. And Vix was like, if anything happens, that's on Rhowan.
Yeah.
There's not that much activity going on in there.
Hi, little guy.
To be fair, a wyvern hatchling would be pretty easy to kill.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be dead.
There's also that.
Yeah. So where are you guys headed?
It sounds like we're going towards Denmark Pass.
That'd be the same direction as the Blue Terror.
Well, the place where the Blue Terror took them was not at Denmark Pass, but a little bit north of that, closer to where you are actually,
Okay.
which is the actual proper Duergar entrance into the mountain city.
So you're gonna have to go by that place to get to Denmark Pass.
Yeah, you'd have to go through there, beyond it to Denmark Pass, and from there, they said they saw it take one of them and head back up into the mountains to wherever it's lairing. They didn't follow it because they don't want to die.
How sensible.
I guess
Try
we'll go after
to-
that first.
Yeah, try to give the actual Duergar a bit of a wide berth, though. If we can avoid not going to the entrance of their city, that would be great.
Would be where you'd have to pick up the trail, though.
I've got Pass Without Trace. It'll be
I
fine.
was gonna say, could you pass without traces, maybe? To
Can
help?
do. Unless we want to try and find the not a ring first and then hit the mountain on the way back.
I feel like people dying's a little more important to Brielle than a necklace, a ring. I mean,
That's
but-
true. And I mean, it's also
it also.
Wren's also doing this first thing for money, and we're getting a lot of money for dealing
Yeah, a
with this
lot.
bounty.
Yeah.
Also, Rhowan, you would know the longer you leave a trail, the colder it gets. Kind
Yeah.
of thing. So,
Let's follow that trail then.
all right, you guys head out of the mountain pass. As soon as you're outside, you can actually see very near where you enter the mountain. There is the Basalt Fang tribe there performing some sort of. It's a strange sort of sorrow-filled dance and moan. that seems to be sort of this perpetual low melancholy tone. All of them are moving in some way. The movements are very strange to your eye, not what you would traditionally call dancing, but you get this is some sort of expression of their sorrow.
Can you spell the tribe's name for me?
Yeah, it's just Basalt, and then
Basalt.
Fang. Basalt fangs. Yeah.
Okay. Wren would like to be. She's not like staring, but she's definitely trying to pick up and understand what they're doing as they kind of walk past them. Just kind of, I don't know, picking up the details of their culture if she can, keeping it in
Sure.
her mind.
Give me a perception check then, since you're taking a closer look.
It's probably bad, so I'm gonna roll this with it.
You really probably could have done without that, but with it, you do bump up into the next tier. So as you take a closer look, you actually see that their movements are all sort of this circular motion around a central opening in the ground that wasn't obvious at first. You can actually see waves of heat kind of coming up from the center. And as you're kind of trying to keep an eye on what it is they're doing, you get sort of this high point in the ground where you can just barely make out in the circular opening in the ground in front of them. There is a low roiling black flame that is going on. And you would guess, just by what you're observing, that this is some sort of cremation ritual.
Interesting.
You got me.
Yeah, she finds that all very fascinating, but she kind of turns her gaze as soon as she understands what's happening and gives them their privacy.
Yeah, you continue on. You've been out this way a couple of times now. Rhowan, at the very least, has a fairly competent idea of where you are and is able to easily navigate back to places you've already been, especially places that you have gone straight here from. So it's only going to take you a couple of hours, really, to get there. Is there anything you're kind of doing along the way? Anything you want to sort of accomplish or discuss as you head towards this mountain entrance?
Keep an eye out for any scouts that might be affiliated with the Black Queen.
Yeah, give me your perception check, please. Which is probably going to be like 94. And
The lowest I can roll is a 12.
well, it's not a 12.
There we go. 13.
Yeah, you're surveying the land around you, and you're checking sort of like behind obstructions and ridges of cliffs and stuff. It's pretty mountainy terrain, so there's a lot of potential hiding places. But out here in the bright light of this very warm autumn day, you feel like you'd be able to spot a Duergar, unless they were invisible, which they are capable of becoming. But
And they might have a hard time spotting us because they don't like the bright light.
that's true. You don't see anything. You don't see any signs of anyone watching you. Even like the little kicking up of dust that happens as people walk. There's nothing noticeable to your eyes.
Okay. When we get about 20 minutes away, I'll cast Pass Without Trace.
Absolutely. You're able to get there without any interruptions. So go ahead and I'll have you all roll your stealth checks.
Yay, something I'm good at.
And add 10. Wren stealths out of the game.
Plus 21.
Oh my god, right?
What is it? Did I roll a 1?
No, I mean, honestly, you all rolled well enough that I'm like, this isn't likely to matter, so I'm just gonna go ahead and
What?
number.
What?
That's awesome.
Yeah, Wren literally
31 stealth.
just starts walking in between protons, and like no one can see her.
Brielle's also trying to stay within like 10 feet of everyone, like in the middle of the group, just in case any Durgar do come. Her blind sense will kind of kick in.
Good to know. Yeah, you guys make your approach, and you can see that as you get close, the bodies of the Durgar you had left slain here are still here. You can see signs of others having been here recently. In fact, several of them are covered in dirt, not entirely, in like as though someone kicked a bit of dirt onto them. But no greater extent was given to honoring their death in any way. Would anyone like to try to check the area for the tracks of the Blue Terror?
I think I would like to do that.
Let's get a survival check then.
Tower or...
No, because you'll know whether you see tracks or not, so you may as well. Hot damn.
It's a sexy roll.
You definitely pick up on the 8 legs of something. You can see that there's sort of 4 with like very short strides, and then a long gap, and 4 with very short strides. You can see that not only was it moving fairly rapidly throughout this space, you can see that there's a bunch of circular steps in places where you see fresh blood soaked into the dirt here. And as you follow these tracks around, you can actually see that there is a point at which you can see 2 legs being dragged by this thing for quite a distance. That it seems to be where the battle ended, and it took prey with it. The tracks around them tell a story of 2 fleeing back into the mountain, 1 being killed outright. You can actually find a fresh body of a Duergar about 20 feet away from where the battle took place, having given in to his wounds a little bit away from where the actual fight took place. You can see that it has 1 arm completely charred from fingertip to shoulder, and massive fang wounds in its chest.
Is
This
he
thing's
readable?
nasty.
I was asking you, Shanks.
Sorry, you asked a question?
Yeah, is he lootable?
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Right? I'm gonna loot him. Start patting this thing down.
First things first, he is carrying a fairly sizable hammer that you recognize as being magical, similar to one that you've seen one of them use in the past. But other than that, he's got some decent armor that's been ruined, and he has a coin purse with 10 gold, 1 platinum, and 43 silver. All of them stamped with the Black Queen's visage.
Oh.
Durgar's loaded.
It has 1 purplish-looking gem that your best estimate, probably worth about 60 gold. And
Okay.
it has a very old-looking antique ring with a very simple emerald embedded into it.
Ooh.
Does this look like anything like Nadia's drawing?
No.
Okay.
How convenient.
You think I'm just gonna throw that out there for you?
Well,
Come
the
on.
one that we're looking for is missing the emerald, right?
Yeah.
It's missing a gem, yeah,
Yeah.
You said the purple gem is 60,
by your estimation, yeah.
and then an emerald ring. I'm also going to load up that hammer into Sylra's bag.
Here, carry this hammer.
Anything I put in Sylra's bag, she gets a cut of. Would I know if the coin needs to be kept separate? Like, will that not be accepted? I don't want to like lose track of the fact that I have different coin.
Oh no, it's the same standardized weight and it's the same material. No one really cares beyond that.
Okay.
But it is recognizably not of any of the standard surface level coin fare. But nobody really cares. Gold is gold.
Alrighty.
But it does point to them having their own sort of self-sustained economy.
What is the Black Queen's symbol?
It's literally stamped with like a silhouette. Is silhouette the word I'm looking for? Like in profile of her face.
Oh. Wow.
It's a very prominent jaw and sort of a big nose and a wide brow and a crown. Like it's very simple. It's a simple metal stamp. It's nothing intricate.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, she just quickly pats them down, puts the things that she can carry in her bag, hands the hammer over to Sylra.
Right in the bag.
And carries on.
All right, you're following the trail left by the Blue Terror.
Indeed.
Okay.
Well, I'm following Rhowan because I don't trust my instincts.
Yeah, Rhowan, you're able to follow this trail pretty easily. It does take some sort of, it takes unlikely paths. You can see that it sort of swerves off to the right for a while, going through some thick bushes, and then goes up on a rocky plateau, and then down the other side. The land you're traversing is less comfortable than the path you would choose. It's really not an issue for able-bodied adventurers to follow it, but it certainly is tiring. As it comes back down the rocky plateau back onto softer dirt, something strange seems to occur. The path is no longer 8 footprints, but rather a long, slithery trail, as though it suddenly is a giant snake you are following. However, you can see the telltale signs of a leg being dragged along with it for parts of the path. So it seems to be the same thing. I love how
I hate
sus everyone
that.
is.
That's weird. How long have we been following this thing?
About half an hour.
Okay.
If you're suspicious, you are welcome to.
I am suspicious, but I don't know. roll for weird monster? Like,
Is it normal for the legs to just do that?
no, that's not normal.
Wren is going to be. She's summons her dagger to her hand, I think, at this point, because that is disgusting. Everyone points that out, and she is going to be ready to attack anything that looks like it matches this.
Yeah, all right. You've got your dagger in hand.
Does it like keep going for some distance, or is there like,
yes.
Here's the Blue Terror's nest, like a big neon sign and a hole in the side of a cliff or something?
No, it still continues up into the mountain.
Okay.
So you'll also be coming up to the end of your Pass Without Trace soon, just so you know.
Yes, I
No.
think I'm probably willing to drop another one.
If you want to do that, I'll allow you guys to carry your stealth checks, or you can make a new one if you prefer. But
I don't know what it was, so
I think I'll carry mine because it seemed not bad, and there's always a chance it could get worse.
I will keep my 41 stealth, yes.
What's the indent look like? Like, how deep we talking? How heavy does this thing seem?
I mean,
Just ask.
the dirt is loose, but it's not like soft. That you're still in mountainy terrain, so it's still rocky. So it's really hard to say. At deepest, it only goes in like a centimeter or so. But you can also see on the harder areas, it sort of flattens out quite a bit.
No, hate that more.
He's a chonky boy.
Yeah, he's a chonky boy.
When you get home and you let your legs off, you just start sliding around.
Hey, you don't do that?
We
You
also
spread your legs and fly away.
Keep on going.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and drop another spell slot there, Rhowan, and
I did.
You can continue to stealth your way up this mountain. You go another 10 minutes or so, and it kind of cuts a harsh angle right up to a hard ledge. You can see now that legs. There's evidence of legs grasping at rock as it climbs up this area. Once more, there's also a significant blood spatter here, as though a fight continued. It looks relatively fresh, like it's drying, but it's not like gone completely brown yet.
Does this look like Durgar blood or Blue Terror blood, or both?
Make a nature check.
Roll for blood.
It seems pretty consistent with Duergar blood. You've seen enough of it lately that it's like it's probably Duergar blood.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to have any properties that would push you away from that assumption.
Gotcha. Make a note of that.
But do you all want to climb up on this ledge? It seems to get up onto.
Unless there's a better way to go.
Not
Can
really.
I hear if anything's up there before we just go like cresting? Like, hi.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a perception check for sure.
I'm gonna try.
I'll be listening for that as well, naturally.
Yeah, everyone can if you'd like.
There, Brielle, you try.
You sure did try.
Hear the crunching of bone.
Brielle, you hear nothing. Wren, you hear nothing. Rhowan, you hear the slightest. I don't know how you would describe it. You know, like blowing into a jug.
Yeah.
You hear sort of that sound as though there's a small opening in the mountainside up on the ledge. You can just hear this like every time the wind blows.
I can hear it.
What? You can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear the cave. There's a cave up there.
Oh. I don't think I've ever heard a cave before.
They're
I
pretty
did
quiet.
hear a mountain, though I
Yeah,
suppose
see,
that's
it's like
not crazy.
Yeah,
Brielle's like,
somebody gets it.
anything.
If I had to guess, we're probably close to its lair.
Well, that's what we were trying to do.
Go us. Heck
We
yeah.
did it. Wren just holds up a hand.
Do you want me to help you up? Oh, high five, got it. Do you need help up?
How high is it? Would I need help up there?
It's like a 30-foot climb.
Okay, yeah.
Apiece.
We've done this before. She's thrown me.
Yep.
Make a javelin.
Yeah, make a athletics check and make a dexterity check, please.
Can I argue acrobatics?
No!
Yeah, you can do acrobatics. Oh boy, Brielle.
You got inspiration though.
Oh
You
my
have
God.
Yeah, let's
three
use one of those.
warriors.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
use
use that.
mine. It's not any better.
Kill Wren.
It's better. Like,
It's
all
not a
right.
1. It's a 2.
Okay. Okay.
So,
All right.
Brielle kind of grabs her pen and chucks her at the wall, more forward than up.
Oh, Brielle.
Wren gets like 8 feet up before she has to grab the wall, and
I'm so sorry, Wren. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. Am I just like hanging on the wall now?
you're just there's just like a cat like gripped onto
Alright.
the wall at this
Can I
point.
try to climb up it?
Yeah, it's gonna be an athletics check.
If not, Rhowan, be prepared to be a bear.
I was gonna say I can just be the Rhowan elevator service.
Alright, well, you can go ahead and do that, but she is going to at least try to be
Well,
useful.
Well, let's see how it goes. I'd like to keep my wild shape.
That's good. That's good.
And then
That'll
I'm
do it.
gonna. Oh, okay. I was.
You can keep that. That's fine.
Okay.
You can, that's the 15 will do it. You're able to climb up. There's enough rocky handholds and whatnot. There's actually
You're
a
blurry
couple
as hell.
places.
I don't want to be that guy that was an Arcana check.
Was that?
Yeah.
I don't know if the modifier is different or not.
What's your
it-
strength modifier?
They're this. No, they're different. That would be 13.
Then you do need to use your psychic die.
Okay, so that is 6.
But it does get you up there. It gets you over the 15. So yeah, actually in some places you can see there's literal like finger holds that you're able to get into just because of claws at the tips of the feet that have dug into stone.
Alright.
I can only imagine what you guys are like picturing right now.
Disgusting. She'll finish climbing up there and
Although I'm
Look-
pretty sure David knows what it is. I saw that look.
I think I do.
Yeah, you probably do. It's fine. It's
It
fine.
said 8 legs and the power of the sky. I'm like, oh, there's not a lot of other things that it could be.
I don't even try to guess. Shanks makes up so much stuff that
Oh, I'm
don't
assuming
know.
it's been tweaked for sure.
Actually, this time it hasn't been.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah. Going classic tonight.
wow. I don't remember anything about it other than what it looks like. So,
But yes, Wren, you are at the top. You find yourself on a like 40-foot semicircular ledge. You've got a great view of the surrounding foothills of the High Father, and at the mountainside there is an opening, about 15 feet cylindrical tunnel that you can now hear the wind kind of howling as it blows past.
Just gonna establish a mental connection between the party and be like, I do hear the cave now. You can come up.
Okay, I don't know if you really want my help, but if anyone, I can.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. Athletics again for all of them.
Athletics and acrobatics, please.
I'm doing the acrobatics.
Why?
Yes.
I'm using another inspiration.
Oh my god. You're about to go hunting. You're using all your inspiration on
At
this.
least 15
That's a good throw,
maybe.
though. It's a good throw. That'll do it. Yeah, you chuck Rhowan up, and he's able to get up to the absolute ledge and grab on at the last second. So you have no issue kind of just hoisting yourself up that last little bit.
Just took one to dial it in.
Sylra's
That's
turn.
okay.
I'm going to use all my inspirations before I get to myself, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, Sylra's fine.
Yeah, let's see what her acrobatics is like. Not great. Yeah, I don't want to speak for her.
I just throw her.
What was your
25,
throw?
though.
25? Yeah, then
Yeah.
you know what? She doesn't need it. You threw her up
She
on the
lands
ledge. She landed rough. You both see her clear the edge by 5 feet at least, and then just hit the ground hard and roll across with skinned elbows and everything.
Perfect. They'll do my
Tuck your knees in.
Duck out of the way.
I will use my last inspiration to get up this.
Oh my god.
This cliff is where you're using everything.
16.
Not one person like, why don't we just throw down a rope? But okay.
Well, she's, Brielle seemed to be having fun.
She's having fun.
She's determined.
People, yeah.
And I thought about a rope. I didn't think Wren would have a good time holding a rope while we climbed up it. So it's like, well, let me at least get someone else up there.
Craig just gave you an inspiration back.
Thanks.
Good Lord, Megan.
Totally undeserved, but thanks.
Much needed,
Wow.
though. Much needed, though.
Yep.
Oh,
Thank you for
boy.
spending all your inspiration so we didn't have to faff about with a cliff.
No problem.
All right. Well, you all managed to get up onto this cliff. You can see this dark cave ahead of you.
It's cave time.
Should I take a look ahead?
You should put your glasses on first, but yeah.
I'll stay 30 feet back so you keep within pass without trace.
All right.
All right.
Go scouting forward. There's no point in me even rolling for you to be detected with a 41. I don't have anything that can detect you at that. So yeah, you creep forward, and the rest of you follow in behind by 30 feet. And Wren, you follow this very cylindrical tunnel in for about 40-45 feet until it opens into a much more natural cavern. You don't really know much about natural cave formation, not really your skill set, but you can see that it's not been dug. There's no tool marks. It's just sort of open in places. You see evidence of stone cracking and shifting. Whether that might be the will of Orindar or just nature taking its course is unclear. But as you make your way through, you can hear something. Let's make a perception check.
Let's try.
You got this.
I think
This is the one.
I really don't think so, but
Hot 19 this time.
good job by his face. So
It
bad.
is a 0.
I else want to reveal it.
Please.
You're
We're
blurry
doing so
again.
good tonight, guys. So
Good
good.
content.
No, because like seriously, fucking David called it.
Oh,
Ooh, who are you?
You
I
winning
can
that
see the
20.
future.
Blurry.
Fucking hell.
I cannot see Shanks though.
Fucking thing.
he's here.
Okay, now that I'm done rolling my 41 to stealth, Wren, you can make out 3 distinct noises as you listen. Something shifting, something heavy, big, moving in short, sporadic bursts. Not significantly, not moving around, moving in place like a big shift of. And underpinning that, you hear the sound of someone struggling to breathe. And as well as that, you can also hear something almost indecipherable, like something gooey and wet with this like chittering of something bony or tooth-like. With the 19, I will tell you that the first 2 noises do appear to be coming more from the northeast, and the latter noise coming more from the northwest.
Seems that we may have more than one thing on our hands here. I'm just going to
Right.
relay the things that she heard and in the directions that she heard them. I would assume that the thing that we're trailing is where the breathing difficulties are coming from.
If we're quiet enough, maybe we can just get that thing and not the other thing.
Oh, I think we're gonna.
Let a girl dream, Rhowan.
I think we're gonna pull it off, Brielle.
Thanks.
I'm gonna keep pressing on then towards the larger thing, possibly? Question mark. Don't know if it's larger.
Sizes didn't really come through in terms of
where
differentiation.
where the cluster of like the 3 noises were. That's where we'll head.
Okay, so you're heading to the northeast. Yeah, you kind of shift your attention more to the eastward trails. It's sort of, because these are just sort of naturally formed caverns, there's no real clear path forward. You're kind of moving forward to a spot where you could be going left, right, or center, and you're kind of gauging by your ear and traveling around. I'll sort of navigate you based on your 19 perception. You find yourself moving further and further northeast as you go, until you see clear evidence of that flat belly-like movement on the ground in front of you again. The chamber opens up a little bit into another sort of 3-pronged thing, but you can just at the tip of your special glasses, your Giallerate infused spectacles, as a figure enters your night vision, colorless. You can see what looks to be a long serpentine body wrapped around a medium-sized humanoid body, and that noise, as it becomes more clear, is it sort of constricting it tighter and tighter, as you can see a Duergar with its head just barely over the top of its body. You can see its eyes bulging out of his face, just gasping for breath. And I think there we'll take a break. Welcome back. So, here you are approaching the creature constricted around a Duergar as he struggles for breath. But since not just Wren, but all of you are actually within the range of its dark vision. Brielle, you notice as the creature turns its gaze towards you down the dark cavern you stand in, you feel as though these shimmering blue eyes lock in on you. You can see that it opens its toothy maw, saliva dripping down onto the stone below. As it takes a deep breath, it lets out this terrifying guttural noise as it just releases the Duergar, who falls limp to the ground. Everyone roll initiative, please.
Yay!
Guys, I rolled double-digit initiative.
Oh,
Oh,
That's never happened before.
no, it probably has not.
Oh, Sylra needs to do it too.
somehow it's not going first with that stupid high roll.
Yeah, it did beat out Sylra,
still
who
at the
rolled a
bottom?
19. So you're still at the bottom, yes. And a far way away from it.
We're all
Damn.
far away from it. We'll see
I
how
love
long that
Brielle.
lasts.
All right. Well, not surprisingly, Wren, you are going first.
Yeah, I like to stab things, so that's what we're gonna do. I can remember how to use this from a player side now. Okay. Am I hidden? Do I?
You are absolutely hidden. You have a 41 to stealth.
Okay, well, it saw someone behind me, so
If you were fighting an ancient gold dragon, you'd be hidden.
I am going to then throw my psychic blade at it with advantage.
Yep.
That's a hit. And sneak attack. Which one's this? There we go.
Yeah. The psychic blade flies out as its gaze focuses in on Brielle. It lands directly in the neck below the jaw, and you can see it sort of shudder back, its little legs flailing as its nervous system is just
Disgusting.
afflicted by this psychic energy, quickly followed up by another one. Just and it shudders back and then very quickly gains its footing once more.
And then she's going to kind of tuck herself into the little corner here out of the way. And that'll be end of turn.
All right, then that brings us to what I will now reveal to be the Behir's turn. Well, given that you're all in a narrow tunnel,
Point of order.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
does it only see Brielle?
it actually good question. Let's go back to those stealth checks, shall we? That was a while ago now. There's the 41, so Brielle was a 14, so it sees her. It sees Rhowan.
Oh, cool.
Uh,
Really? Dang.
Wait, no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong roll. Rowan got a 27, so
I was
I
gonna
think
say.
he was safe.
I was rolling with a plus 16 to that.
Oh, and I forgot to roll for Sylra, so let's do that now. This might it's a good point of order, and I really appreciate, despite the the metagame aspects to it. I've never been one to be against above the
That's
table
good too.
debate. 19 plus a 10, so Brielle is in fact the only one that it sees.
Go me.
So it has no reason to use its breath.
Is it also still constricting that Duergar?
No, I already said that it released
okay.
and dropped into the ground. But its movement, actually its movement might be a reason enough to do it. Unfortunately, because if it can only go, it can only actually. Using new monsters, it's fun, but at the same time, sometimes you're like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. It has a 10-foot reach. Perfect. It moves towards Wren.
Hi.
Hi, indeed. Why does that show us 15? There's no way that's 15 feet.
I think it's going from the center of the creature.
It's going from the center, which doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it comes charging forward. Wren, I guess, and all of you, since you all have dark vision, you can see as it releases the Duergar, it starts charging forward on all 8 legs, and then very suddenly just pulls them into itself and slithers along very rapidly towards Wren. And as it does, its head rears up and snaps forward almost like a cobra as it attempts to bite at her.
I'm going to uncanny dodge that.
All right. As it bites, Wren kind of leaps away from it, trying to find the least amount of damage she can take as its fangs get into her thigh, and immediately you can feel blood coming from your leg.
Wasn't as bad
Still
as it
hurt.
could have been.
And 1 to constrict, but the constrict doesn't have the same range, so you actually get out of that one. Only 1 attack this round. Which brings us to Sylra, who is going to, in Sherry's absence, cast Hex, and then Eldritch Blast until the fight is over. Which honestly, numerically, is probably the best option anyway.
You should always do that if you have those.
Although I believe it is Warlock tradition to cast Eldritch Blast. Remember you forgot to cast Hex, and then cast it.
That would
Adam
be
also
in
makes
my
a good
experience.
suggestion.
That is a
Kick it in the
That is
dick.
a pretty good suggestion.
She actually has advantage on this one, so I'll just roll it a second time to see if she gets it for me. She does not. But she's still going to hit it. And then a second attack, not with advantage, which is a miss. You can see Sylra lets out an Eldritch Blast, and it collides with it in the side. You can see it turns its head to notice more targets down the tunnel. And as it rears back, you can see sort of a blue glow sort of emanating from its chest and growing as its anger grows with the attack. A second blast launches out, and you can see it sort of tuck itself in, and it deflects off a goat-like horn off its head. That's Sylra's turn. Rhowan.
All right.
That second blast just never hits.
I would like to run up a little bit. How would this thing be huge or smaller?
It would be huge, yes.
Marvelous.
Yeah, it's huge.
I would like then to cast Grasping Vine.
All right.
Yeah.
I just want to remind Shanks that he has 2 inspirations as well, just in case it comes up.
Thank you.
We do. Yeah, so the little vine that Rhowan has tucked behind his ear like grows down around his arm, down the staff and into the ground, very quickly grows underneath this, in between this thing's 8 legs, and up into a large tendril on its other side, which whips out at it. I will concentrate on Grasping Vine, and I'll see if it hits. Hey!
Yeah, absolutely. This vine lashes out And okay.
And the creature is pulled 30 feet backwards towards the vine and is grappled.
All right.
And on its turn, it can use an action to try and escape.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, you see this vine slash through the cave, wrap around it, and pull it back. It can move it 30 feet?
Yep.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It is pulled up to 30 feet towards the vine if the target is huge or smaller. It has the grappled condition.
Is that where the vine is then? Where it's at now?
If I need, my range on the vine is 120 feet, so if I needed to put it a little bit further back so it could pull it all that way, then I'd pop it another 5 feet.
Yeah, you can have it. I mean, it's a spot you can see, right?
Oh yeah.
So you can have it up to 60 feet out if that's where you would like to put it.
Okay, I would like to put it there.
Cool. All right. I didn't have a token ready for that, but
It's okay, I'll know it's there.
there we go. Little dot, just something. And that's your turn?
I will use my remaining movement to duck in the side passage.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, no. I'm still on art mode.
Draw us picture.
No. It's going to be a blue wizard with
Triangle hat.
All right, Brielle.
I'm going to run up 30 feet.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to bonus action giant smite. So I will now be a large creature. So my intent is to make as much space as possible to block this thing from getting to my friends so they can hide behind me for cover if they need.
All right.
And then as my action, I'm actually going to hold my action to attack it with my battle axe if it gets within melee.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Brielle just runs forward and tries to fill up as much of that space as she can. Which brings us back to Wren.
Oh, he's just moving it out of the way of your reach. I'm
It's
gonna
grappled now, though.
I have a javelin. I can do stuff still.
poke my head around the corner here. Why am I targeting myself? I can't see it. Shanks, if you're able to.
Oh, sorry. I'm just looking up important information.
She's gonna come back out passing Rhowan, and she's gonna chuck 2 of her daggers at the creature again.
Absolutely. Yeah, you peek around the corner and see the creature wrapped up in a vine.
That's a hit. Decent damage. And again, why did that do twice? The first one was a hit, though. All right. Then, was it still doing the blue stuff?
Yeah, you can see the blue glowing, increasing in its body.
Duck back around then.
Yeah, absolutely. These 2 blades connect with its body, and you can see it sort of twisting and riling against the vine and convulsing as these blades hit it. That end of turn for Wren?
Yep.
The Behir is going to let's see. So you said it's an action to break free from the vine?
Yes, if it would like to try and break free, it can make a athletics or acrobatics check against my spell save DC.
What is your spell save DC?
Not 24.
I want you to break free.
You can see it like sort of awkwardly twist in its place, its legs like reaching out against every rocky surface nearby. And as it twists and pulls its way free, it just immediately slips out from behind the vine, or from within the vine, and continues to move around.
I don't like that it left.
Nice.
That was its action, and it doesn't have anything else it can use, so it's still within range of the thing, unfortunately.
Amazing.
That's going to be its turn for now, though. Sylra can't see it. She still can't see it. Rhowan.
So you say it's in range?
What's that? It's in range of the vine, yes.
I would like to use my bonus action to have the vine make another attack.
It doesn't get a save or anything against this?
It says on a hit, the target takes 4d8 bludgeoning damage and is pulled up to 30 feet towards the vine. If the target is huge or smaller, it has the grappled condition.
Oh, okay, go for it. Do your attack again.
It does have to hit.
It has to hit. I get it, yeah. And unfortunately...
Do I use the inspiration? No,
I used mine on climbing a wall.
I think it's probably optimal to use Do I want to use the inspiration, or do I want to use Cosmic Omen? I'll use Cosmic Omen to add a d4 to that.
Okay.
Hey, +3.
And its armor class is... That'll do it.
Nice.
Yeah, then the vine whips.
You don't
back.
have to be in your starry form for Cosmic Omen?
Nope.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know your abilities that way. You've got so fucking many of them.
It's good to check. And it is grappled again. It pulled 30 feet back.
All right.
Yeah, I like that.
You see it like run away kind of thing from the vine, and you can hear it coming around the other cavern kind of thing. And as it's like screeching towards you, suddenly just whoosh, and you can hear like claws digging into stone as it tries to avoid being pulled once more.
And that's just a remarkably effective bonus action. So I don't know. I'll stick my head back out, and if I can see it, which I can't.
You cannot.
So then I'll just, it's like, I can't see it, and pop back in.
Totally fair. Totally fair. And that's your turn?
I will take the dodge action.
Oh,
How about that?
Interesting. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Brielle.
From a distance, I'm going to try and throw the javelin at it before I try running at it. So.
Okay.
We're gonna try it again.
Chunk into the wall behind it, and then it comes back to your hand.
We're having a rough day for Brielle. She's just having a real rough day. She's in her head about climbing.
As it's like writhing and wriggling against the vine, it sort of just kicks that javelin up into the air the second time.
I'm going to run 30 feet.
Yeah, you run.
And
30
it's
feet.
35 from me, but I am large, so technically it would be in melee of me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just for Sentinel. Need to know that. That's it. That's my turn.
All right, Wren, back to you.
Okay. Pop out. Don't see the creature, but I do see Brielle running that way.
Yes.
I moved 10, so that's...
Hey, Pip, you came just in time for battle, as always.
How does she keep getting away with this?
Okay. I'll go 30 more feet. Yay, I can see it. And yeah, I'll make an attack. Because that's what I do. I hit it.
Yeah. This blade, as you come running around the corner, seeing it once again wrapped up in this vine, as Brielle in her giant form is moving in towards it, this blade strikes out and pierces deep into its flesh.
Do I do another one? Yes. Wait, no. I think I'm gonna just. Can I take my bonus action to hide here? Would that not make any sense? I was hidden in the middle of the tunnel before, so.
Yeah, but you were approaching it when it wasn't aware of your approach in darkness, but it's got dark vision. Like, it knows you just attacked it. It knows you're standing there.
Then I will just throw another dagger. That is totally fine. Hit.
Yeah, another blade just strikes out and collides with its long, wriggling body. Doesn't seem to affect it as much, but
yeah, I think she's moving down, and then as soon as she sees it, she kind of gets low and is like angling up at it because it's fairly large, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
And so she's like trying to go over Brielle's shoulder to hit high on it, and then she kind of like angles herself so she's more behind Brielle. And that'll be in her turn.
All right. Well then. Yeah, as it's writhing and struggling against this vine, the two of you approaching it and getting in its face with these attacks, you can see the blue in its chest grow brighter and brighter, and it's sort of all down on all 8 of its legs, bracing itself as it opens up its mouth, and a streak of lightning comes out towards both of you. Wren and Brielle, and you're going to be doing a dex save, which for one of you is a good thing.
Haha.
Not that it mattered.
So you're both going to take half damage.
Ooh.
As this streak of incredibly intense lightning just collides with both of you. First, Brielle, it just moves through your entire body. Even as you try to move away from it, it just conducts all the way down and off you and then through Wren, as she also tries to move out of the way of it at the last second.
Wren was feeling pretty like confident and cocky that they had this thing, and then feeling that she's just like shook to her core and like clutching at her stomach and trying to like reorient herself after that hit.
But that's its entire turn because it cannot move, and it's used its action on that, which brings us back around to Sylra, who can't see shit. She can see it now, though. She comes around the other side and, very stoically and quietly just peeks around and starts blasting Eldritch Blasts at it. Hit. Why didn't that add X? Sure.
Did you apply the effect?
I mean, did last time.
I did, yeah, and it did it to the last damage, so I'm very confused. It's not like she took damage and lost concentration. I don't know what happened. That's another hit, and then
Sylra does great. Like when...
All right, and that's her turn. Rhowan.
Well, I'd have to let it go to be able to hit it again, so I'm not going to do that. I will run out that way after Sylra, who seems to have gotten a line on it.
Yeah. Yeah, you spot it as you come running out behind her.
A third beam of light in a different hue follows her eldritch blasts as I give it a good old guiding bolt.
Nice. However, unless you're using inspiration,
I will hold on to it.
yeah, this you can see as it turns towards you at the last second, this beam of radiant light comes towards it, and again it just tucks in and bats it away with its goat-like horns.
And then I will use my bonus action to, I'm sure, do something. No, I won't. I don't think that I will.
All right, Brielle.
Try and hit it with my axe.
Yeah, go for it.
Fighter descriptions are so exciting. Come on.
Yeah, you come in with your axe heavy, and it just writhes away from you at the very last
This
second.
thing is so big. How am I missing so much?
It's moving so violently. And
Oh,
as you come in
I'm-
for a second attack, you sure you got a beat on it, but the way it hangs
hold on.
itself.
Hold on.
Brielle
Hold on.
is so
hold on.
angry.
I might have random bullshit. Let me read
I
this.
was gonna
What
say
is that
action
bullshit?
surge.
A creature you can see. I have Rowan selected, and I can see Brielle's token.
You can?
I can also see
No.
Wren's, which doesn't
Yeah.
seem right.
that's not
Yeah,
line
you
of sight.
can't see. You can't.
Okay.
See. I don't know why that's allowing that.
I don't either.
I think it's because you opened it up so that I can go to anybody on the map. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no random bullshit for you, Brielle. I'm sorry.
I action surge because I'm really angry. she just
She would like to rage.
she would like
There you
to
go.
rage.
Yeah. Finding that energy deep within you, you just draw back again and keep swinging and manage to find a purchase.
16.
Yeah.
And then we'll try again.
Is that damage I have to apply here?
Yes, the 16 you
Okay.
just drag onto it. And that's including the giant smite.
Got it.
And then there we go. Unselect you. No wait,
And
select you.
then a miss. So
Yep. That's
yeah,
it.
you get into it deep and you plunge it in, and you can see this like thick bluish purplish blood just oozing out of it. And as you draw back to swing again, it shifts just enough again that you clang off of scales. And that's your turn.
That's my turn.
Back to Wren.
Wren is going to go here.
Okay.
Actually, maybe like that.
I can
Am
do
I
that.
hidden?
Cover.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can-
All
I'll
right.
do that with.
I
you-
just
you
can't
got
tell
enough
because
cover
I
to
can
make sense.
see everything. So
Yeah.
all right. I am going to hide as a bonus action. Regroup. We're regrouping.
That will do it.
Nice. And then pop out.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah, you break the line of sight with your back against the wall for a moment, and then at just the opportune moment, you jump out, throwing your dagger with advantage. That's a hit.
Not spectacular use of that, but that's fine. I was hoping to crit fish there, but it's fine.
Hey, you hit it. And that'll do it.
Nice.
As this thing's writhing and wriggling against the vines, getting hit from all directions, bleeding and expending its energy, you can see the blue in its chest starting to glow again. And as you jump out in that very right moment, fling your blade, you find it hits right under the neck, and it just immediately goes and falls back, the vine kind of holding it in place. And instead of it hitting the ground, it just sort of falls limply into the vine. It's a huge serpent-like body just sort of hanging there, suspended in a tableau of death. Well done.
Collapse back into the wall on the other side. Hold my wounds.
Yeah, we can switch back to more dungeony music, if you will. That's another CR11 creature you guys have taken down, so you're proving that I can up the ante again. I know that breath weapon was scary, but
That would,
It wasn't
if
me.
if that had hit Sylra and she had failed, it would have taken her down.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's why
I'm
Sylra
aware.
should always stay at the back.
I knew that this could be potentially a killer, but I was like, you guys are killing everything I throw at you. I have to go higher CR. I don't have a choice. So, well done. What would you like to do? You've got a dead Behir kind of suspended midair by Rowan's vine and a crushed Duergar nearby.
Rhowan.
I will retract the vine, which sort of shrinks its way, grows back to me.
Yeah, it just falls into the ground, sort of on its back, its little legs sort of stuck up in the air. Its mouth, like big, huge mouth, like wide open with its tongue sort of lolled out the side. Yeah.
Do you think Ariel will want any of this?
We're
yeah,
supposed
for sure.
to bring back proof that we killed it.
What about one of these? And she just like grabs the little like leg and shakes it around. Like it's waving at them.
It's important to note, it's little, I mean, you're in giant shape, so maybe
Yeah.
that is possible, yeah. It's little for the Behir. The body proportions make it seem really little, but it's still a big, heavy leg to a normal person. You don't really need to do map navigation at this point, although you can if you have anything specific you want to do. Yeah, is when are you going to try to collect parts? Do you know what parts you want to collect?
Is there any parts that I might know to be useful? I know like horns, teeth, lightning sac.
Yeah, all of those are potential things that might draw. Lightning sac not being the official term.
His lightning balls. Good
Yeah.
God.
You know this to be, or at least from what you can tell, this was not casting a spell. It likely has a biological function of creating lightning in its body, and therefore there probably is something that would be inherently valuable inside there.
Let's go after it.
How would you like to?
There's gold in them there, Behir.
Run would suggest anything that looks very specific to this creature in terms of being able to spot that this is this thing, because they could just bring in a random part and be told that it's not enough.
Nobody see it, really? Nobody got like a good look at it?
You were told, when you were told about the bounty, you were told that people described it as a wingless dragon.
Okay. What's this?
So you could potentially take some of the blue scales. You could take the large fangs. The goat horns seem unique, though no one mentioned them in the description, so you may or may not have luck with that.
We'll have luck with those with Ari if we find her.
Does it look like there's any like fur glass on this monster?
Ooh, good
like
question.
the other one?
I like that question, so I'm going to let you make a check of some kind with advantage.
It's not going to be
like
good.
investigation, nature, perception. Like what do you want to use? Kind of.
I'm bad at all of them, so let's do perception because that's the best I got.
The stars are in your favor.
Woo, out in the open.
All right, yeah, out in the open, perception with advantage.
That's 20.
Hot damn!
I did the thing.
Yay!
You look it over really thoroughly, and at this point, you've been seeing Verglass everywhere. You've learned how to recognize it, even in slightly different forms. But as you check over this creature, it seems completely biological. No sparkly minerals in the scaling, in the mouth, or in the eyes, or anything like that.
I tell everyone. Guys, there's no Verglass here. We're good.
So these things are just naturally disgusting then?
I guess so.
All right, well, we better hurry up because there's something else in this cave.
Right.
You do note that here in the widest chamber where it was constricting its victim, there are tunnels that go south, southeast, and northeast, or really more just east. But there are other tunnels that are not explored within its lair here, if you'd like to check them.
I'm gonna... Well, Wren's gonna need some healing before she goes anywhere. Wren's gonna help, though. It just seems like her and Rhowan have a system now where he points out all the things for her to cut off, so she takes out her dagger and she's gonna... Or her short sword if that's needed.
All right, well, we can do the nature check and the dexterity checks.
Alrighty.
Nature?
Sleight of hand or just dexterity?
You can do sleight of hand.
I'm going to use my advantage on that one.
All right, yeah, not bad at all. So yeah, Rhowan, you're able to guide Wren to the correct parts, and you remove both of the horns easily. You get 4 of the fangs out without a problem. And you even get a swath of the blue scales to make sure that no one questions what these parts came off of. Then, Wren, as you start to carve into the upper chest, the upper torso of the creature, you do see something that is sort of inherently giving off static electricity just by existing. It is an organ of some kind, though not one you recognize. Rhowan, you kind of observe this for a moment, and you identify that there's certain muscles that seem to be tensing rapidly as it gives off the static charge, and you advise Wren to cut those first, and as she does, the discharge gets lesser and lesser with each one until you're able to cut it out without electrocuting yourself.
Yay!
One lightning sack.
Yeah, essentially that's what you have. So you've got you got one of the horns, you've got 4 fangs, you got some scales, and you've got the lightning sack. Yes, we're going with that.
I think in snakes they're called venom sacs, so that's what I was going for.
That's fair, but it's not like holding a fluid, you know what I mean?
Fair.
It's generating a charge. So
the battery,
yeah.
It's all natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're able to collect those without any issue. So good on you. Is Brielle doing anything while they meticulously cut this thing open?
She will have walked over to Wren and done healing hands on her. So I'll do that.
Absolutely.
Maybe if it wants to roll it. She is selected.
Looks like it did 8.
Okay, 8. There you go. And then she's going to just kind of walk over to these areas to kind of see if she can hear anything coming from there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's worth noting again, you're kind of stepping over this dying Duergar as you do it.
Oh yeah, that guy. I would be like, Wren would check this guy out, so I should check this guy out, and I would like to loot the body, which is a bad idea, but sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me your investigation check.
He's learning.
I'm learning. Probably not.
Okay. Yeah, you lead down to start checking this guy's gear. The first thing you notice that as you touch his body, he immediately winces in pain, and he's not dead. He's like,
Guys.
You also notice that where you touched his arm, like you're just kind of like, you're kneeling down to kind of check him over, and you kind of put pressure on his arm, and you notice that you put pressure sort of on like the bicep, and it went in and didn't come back out, as though his bone has been completely turned to dust. Yeah.
I think at that point then Brielle is just going to apply pressure until they're done doing what they're doing to try and like keep this guy alive in case they want to question him.
Where are you applying pressure?
You said he was bleeding out too, right?
I didn't.
Or is it just his arm? Oh,
no, like
you.
I'm saying you put pressure on his arm and it just went in. Like there's nothing there. There's nothing resisting your weight.
Gnarly.
I'm gonna wait for the other girl. I'm gonna like, guys, he's not dead yet. What do you want me to do?
I'll be over there in a second.
Do you want me to kill him? I can do that if you want. I guess.
The butchering will take about half an hour.
Okay. Then I think when she says that, Wren is just like, ask him if he knows anything useful about the Black Queen.
Oh, yeah. Can you tell me about the Black Queen? And she tries so hard to be intimidating to this guy. Like,
he doesn't even seem to like register your existence. Other than grunting in pain, he's just kind of staring up at the ceiling of the cave.
Can I poke his arm a bit more to make him in pain?
Ugh.
Hi, me. You guys love me, so if you could answer my question, that'd be great.
What?
Tell me about your queen. Where is she?
The depths.
Of? Here?
He starts drowning on his own blood.
Ugh.
I will sit him up so he does. I'll put him in the prone, the safe position where you're not choking.
We're keeping him alive now.
I don't feel good about this. They put this guy out of his misery.
Yeah, you sit him up and like you immediately realize that you're lifting like shoulders, neck, and head completely free of structure. Like you're just holding it over, like the rest of his body is just good. Like it's completely crushed. And yeah,
put him back down.
The process kills him.
Yeah. Guys, I think we're good. He didn't really tell me.
Okay, Brielle. It's all right. All
She'll
right.
never intimidate someone again.
I don't think he was able to answer any questions anyway.
I think I was too scary.
I think so.
It scared me a little bit. Just like ignorant healthcare. Come on, no.
You don't need your spine.
Oh my god, Ben.
Well, she tried.
I'll break every bone in your. Oh. That's exactly what's happening here.
Yep.
Tell me, or else I'll. Oh, you're.
Or else
you're
nothing.
dead.
Oops.
Oh,
Yeah, oh no.
Yep.
I'm gonna
you're
go
free to
stay
continue
by the
searching
cave.
the
Yeah.
area for the remaining 28 minutes.
I'm just gonna walk away and pretend like nothing.
That didn't happen.
He was dead when I got here.
I love that she did that too because Wren has set this
Ren
example.
would do this.
Oh god.
That's how you loot a body, guys.
This is for me the funniest moment in the campaign so far. Morbid as it is. Yeah,
Good.
Brielle, you put him.
Shanks needs to take 5.
I really do. Okay. You gently place the corpse you've made down and continue on. From there, you don't really hear anything. Well, how far is your dark vision?
Just the normal 60.
Normal 60. Well, that's actually enough. From there, you can make out at the very end of this corridor
Should I go back to the map?
a pile of like bones. But yeah, I think you would notice that immediately. At very least, you see one like rib cage that would be significantly larger than you might expect for something that was picking off medium creatures.
Oh. Humanoid?
From 60 feet away in the dark, hard to tell, but probably not given how large it is.
Okay. Can I check the other tunnels to see if there's more of these piles, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just like say, yeah, you check the one to the south and you don't see anything immediately. You see sort of, it comes to an end and then you can see it kind of curves off to the left, but you can't make out what's down that way. And the other one, as you look down it, you don't see anything of note, but it curves off left. That makes you think that it probably merges with the tunnel you're already looking down.
Okay. I'll probably, how much time do I got left on them harvesting this thing?
I mean, you've got time. Like I said, it takes.
I will walk down a little further towards the bones, like 30 feet.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So you get down there and you can see now that, like, yes, in fact, that northernmost tunnel that went east does curve around and meet with this tunnel here. There is another passage that you can't see where it goes, but it also goes southwards. But this one that you're in at the southernmost area, yeah, you can see from where you are now multiple humanoid skeletons. But you can also see now that the large rib cage also has the skeletal structure of 4 arms, and like 4 legs, 4 limbs, a long tail, long neck, and a draconic head. This is a dragon skeleton.
Does it look like I could drag the dragon skeleton head? Like, just drag it, not lift it, back to where everyone is?
Yeah, you could take
big?
lift the skull. Yeah, it's big, but like Brielle, you're still in giant form?
No, it only lasts a minute.
Okay, but what's your like dragging weight thing? It'd be like 800. You're probably fine.
Yeah, I have a 19 strength, so it would be.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd be fine.
570.
Okay, yeah. I mean, a dragon's skull without any other flesh is certainly not over 500 pounds. So yeah, you're able. The skull itself is a little bit bigger than you.
Oh.
But but you're able to drag it out into that open chamber where everyone else is. You guys, as you're butchering this thing, and as Sylra is, I don't know, brooding in the corner.
Holy shit, undead dragon.
When I drag it, I would like to like drop it accidentally on the Duragar as if it was so heavy. So
Cover up.
So that's just cover it up. Roll deception with disadvantage. I don't even care.
You're trying to cover up the fact that you accidentally murdered him by accidentally murdering him in a different way? I think it's going to be so unexpected that there's no way anyone would ever have guessed that's what you're doing. And so I think you get away with it.
This is dog behavior. She's so ashamed that she has to hide it now.
If I flip it over with my nose, no one will notice. Oh, empty rounds just crashed.
She spent too much time with Rhowan in dog form.
This is your fault.
What can I say? I'm a great teacher.
Fantasy Grounds crashed on me. I'm reopening it, but we don't need it at the moment. We'll be fine.
Still open for me.
It's still open for me too.
Although that would explain the error it threw about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
Well, there we go.
That's in like 5 years of using this. That's the first time that's ever happened to me.
finally got tired of your big maps.
That's not even a big one.
Yeah, but you have them all loaded in there still, right?
But they're not using anything if they're not open.
It still remembers.
It knows what you did.
I think it was so disgusted by Brielle's actions that it was like, I'm fucking out of this campaign. You guys are fucked up.
Oh my gosh.
She's a true
Demented.
adventurer now.
Absolutely demented.
But again, I think that that's such an unpredictable pattern of behavior that literally no one is like, is she covering something up? Like,
Hey, did you drop that skeleton on that guy?
I'm sorry. It's lit.
I mean, he's dead, so I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
The Behir killed him, so like whatever.
I think the Behir killed this thing. Maybe. It was huge. It's huge. Look at its head.
Yeah. Probably killed the rest of the dragon too.
Yeah, it's back there.
Oh, cool.
I couldn't drag the whole thing.
Seems like it'd be heavy.
Is
Yeah.
this proof to get us money? It's a dragon.
Yeah. Any idea what kind? Is there enough left to tell what kind of dragon it was?
Had a rib cage.
That narrows it down.
I can show you where the body is.
Sure.
Okay. I will show them where I found the body.
all right. Can any of you make any sort of argument to have enough knowledge of dragons to identify one by its bone structure?
I'm not.
Their
claiming-
horns are meant to be pretty distinct, and I've seen a white one.
That's fair. So I can give you that its head structure seems to be pretty different from the white one.
Neat.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, not really sure. It's got sort of these really long horns that curl and then come forward. It's got a very long jaw that sort of narrows in the middle a little bit. And I mean, big teeth, draconic, structures. Like, yeah, those are the identifying features that might clue you in if you're an expert on dragons, but most people aren't.
You didn't see anything else while you were walking around or hear anything?
Not really.
Guess that's good, but I also don't love that because you heard something, right? Wren?
Yeah, and it was like the opposite direction that we went into,
okay.
right?
It was you kind of split off to the northwest, and that other cave went off to the northeast. But to sort of like you walked away, like you walked for a while, so it's like it's likely not right here.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Whatever it is, yeah.
That's fine then.
Dangerous creatures rarely lair right next to each other unless they have some sort of symbiotic
neighbors.
relationship.
I mean, or maybe that thing killed this dragon.
Or
Maybe.
maybe this was a dragon's lair and some adventurers already claimed a bounty on it and something else holed up here after it died. Could be.
And there's
Oh, no.
a lot
Is-
of dead bodies, so I don't know if the adventurers did so well.
Let's look at our strata here. Is like the dragon bones on top of little bones, or is like little bones covering dragon bones?
Yeah, little bones are covering dragon bones. The dragon's been here a while.
Okay. Could be. Well, we got it now.
Would Red know of any? I'm gonna say probably not, but like, would she know if this would be valuable to anyone? Like any of these bones?
A dragon's bones could be valuable in the right hands, mostly collectors, that sort of thing. but you'd have to try to find a buyer who's going to want to buy this heavy, cumbersome skull, or the whole skeleton would probably sell for a lot more, but how would you even remotely transport it?
Yeah, it'd be like a display piece sort of thing.
Yeah. Generally, if you're going to harvest a dragon for valuables, you want to do it before the flesh is gone.
Yeah, unless we have a way of carrying all these bones, I don't think that they're gonna do us any good.
All right.
It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I think so.
Look at those teeth.
Think how cool it would look like in Drindle's house.
That would be very cool.
Where
When
would
they
you put
to
it?
get a bigger style of one of those bigs that Sylra has.
Ooh, or they could rename the deer and damsel to the dragon and damsel.
Ooh,
And have
That
it
would be cool.
displayed
Yeah.
as soon as you come in.
that'd be pretty cool.
I'm going to drag it back and I'm going to hide it. And then if we need it, then maybe I can come back for that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good to know where a dragon skull is in case you need one.
I shall drag it off to our
I think you could probably leave it here. I don't think.
Okay.
Doesn't look like
back.
anyone's bothered it.
That's fair.
All right. Well, now that that's resolved, Brielle, there are still 2 paths you have not fully explored. Would you like to put the effort into those?
Now that she has everyone together, she would have told them there's the pathway this way and the pathway this way. Do you maybe want to go up, see if there's anything else?
All right, how we doing? You
I think it's this
you
one.
think things zapped the 2 of you pretty good.
I'm pretty hurt. I'm going to
Scratched
guess.
up.
I'm going to guess that Brielle is fine.
Yeah, I
It's
said
all-
I'm scratched up.
Hey, that's new. All right, stand next to me. We'll get this taken care of.
Okay.
And I will
Actually
cast.
close.
I will cast Aura of Vitality, and I think
Right.
that'll probably over the next few rounds, but that lasts for. I get to do that 10 times. Aura of Vitality, 1 minute. Yeah, so I get 10 of these.
Okay.
Is it healing her?
No,
No.
Yes, it is.
no, because she had the same wounds as me.
34
Yeah,
wounds.
It's
yeah.
not changing.
Oh no, I
her-
had more wounds than you.
She had 34. She's at 12 now, so I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about. You-
It's still showing me 34.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it shows 34 to me.
She has
Weird.
12 for me, so I don't know.
Cool.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah.
Now she has
we're
none.
good. I'm healed.
Yeah, I went 34 to none.
And
miracle.
some for Wren. Right, still targeting Brielle.
Yeah, it's not changing it in the combat track. Oh wait, it didn't change it for her at all this time. Oh, because you did that to
Still
Brielle.
targeting Brielle.
There we go.
Alright. Cool. Everyone's healed up.
Well, thank you, Rhowan, as always.
It's nice when we have a little bit of time.
Yeah.
All right, so you have 2 more paths to explore. Would you like to take the one that goes straight south, or the one that was all the way on the west side and then went south?
Straight south.
Sure.
All
Ready
right.
to be heard again.
I wish I could move all of you at once, but basically the path goes south all the way down and then curves off to the left there. And as you move in closer and closer, you find that it really stinks in this corner.
Yeah.
And if anyone peeks their head around the corner, basically you see
Another pit.
you can see it where it leaves its waste.
All right, well, let's not spend too much time down here. I think I'm okay.
Yep, back up the other way.
Yeah. Then as you move the other way, let's, I don't know, go that way.
Whee!
Yeah, I could just hold control and like move you easily, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna go through the tunnel.
We zooming.
This is your zoom in. Yeah, you see this goes down to the south and like narrows significantly. You can see at the furthest southern point there, as you move closer, it narrows into about 3 feet, like a gap that there's no way the creature could fit through. But there is a way through, if you would like to approach.
Should we take a little peek while we're here?
Yeah, may as well.
All right. Who's gonna take the first look around that corner?
I'll take a look. I'm good at seeing things.
Yeah, that's
You
good. Give me your perception check. Just like, I mean, you're gonna have an opportunity to look and stuff, but your first gander. I want to see. Okay. I'm gonna show above the table here. Yeah, Rhowan, you peek your head around just very briefly, like, and for an instant, like just for a second, like all the hairs on your back stand up as you can see a humanoid creature sitting in the corner, looking like fully like alive almost. However, the creature you're looking at is not any species you're familiar with. They have 2 arms, 2 legs, a head, body, hair that's sort of like very thick and like kind of pointy and looks like it's long since dead, like grayed out. It has a serpentine kind of look to it. But you're familiar with Yuan-Ti, you've seen them before. And this is not a Yuan-Ti. It's not a lizard folk. It's something you've never seen. They look to be just sitting up, looking at you, but as you glance at them, you can see that they're not moving, they're not breathing, they're not giving off any sort of life energy in any way, shape, or form. Their clothes are actually quite tattered. In fact, you can see that whatever fabrics they're wearing are decaying, more so than their body are.
There's some kind of maybe dead thing back there. Looks like a guy. I'm gonna throw a small rock at it. Just like a gentle underhand, like not trying to
roll a d20 for me.
Just trying to give it something to react to.
Okay. Yeah, you lob a rock over there, and
Just
it
like a
hits it
pebble.
with, just like and it hits it with just a dry thud. And as it does, you can see it slowly shift a little bit as the head like goes limp into the shoulder, and the arm falls away from its torso.
Okay, it's dead.
You can see now that in its hand is some sort of parchment.
Got something. I'm gonna go up to it carefully. Retrieve said parchment.
What was your perception? 26. Okay, so yeah, as you squeeze through this opening, what you're noticing is that in the cave walls around here is a ton of scratch marks. The stone here is very dense and very thick, and it looks like maybe the Behir was trying to push its way through into here but couldn't. You can also see scorching on the walls, possibly from its lightning breath. But as you push in to get closer to this thing, you can see that it looks like it's been here a long time. There's, to put it in a not quite as disgusting as it could be way, like there's staining on the ground underneath where it's sitting. That's like, this thing is clearly dead and rotting, but seems to be preserved weirdly in a way that's incomprehensible. Its armor is unusual to your eye. You've never seen a suit of armor, not that it's a full suit, but it's sort of patchwork, kind of a combination of soft and hard armors. The metal you don't recognize at all. It's completely unfamiliar to your eyes. And the arrangement of it is even more unfamiliar.
Hey, Brielle, you think you can squeeze in here? Something you might like to see.
I can try. Is the space big enough for Brielle to squeeze through?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, she's not 3 feet
Yeah, she's not
wide
huge
from like
either.
back to front, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to squeeze through, and you see exactly as I described it to him. The metal,
Dead
even
guy.
to
Oh, look at the armor.
Oh, okay. She'll like walk up to it and like look at it.
yeah, even to you, this metal is. Oh, what?
You left
Wren
me
would like
behind.
to be part of the group.
Yes.
Oh, I thought I was moving you. I was moving Sylra.
Sylra.
Sorry.
Also, you should be able to move us all at once as the jam. You draw a box around.
Dragging doesn't draw a box around you, so I don't.
Selection mode.
I don't want to change modes. Okay. Yeah, even to your eyes, this metal is completely unfamiliar. It doesn't seem to be infused with verglass, like the stuff that the Genasi use. It is an alloy. You know that immediately, that it's not any pure element of metal, or at least, at the very least, it's not one that you'd be familiar with.
Wren, you should probably try and take this off him. She's scared this guy will fall in half.
He already did when I hit him with a rock. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
See how his arm's over there.
I can do it if you would like.
If the arm's over there, then she wouldn't be as timid about doing it. Yeah, probably better if I touch it, because if something goes bad, then it's better if it's me and not you. So I guess I'll touch it and try and take it off.
Yeah, there's nothing that happens. It's not trapped or anything. You're able to work the straps on it and pull this armor off. It's like 7 unique different pieces. And like I said, it's almost patchwork, but at least to you, someone who's done armory and stuff like that, you can see a certain intelligence behind not weighing the person down completely with a full suit of armor. And it's sort of more strategic. Like the left arm is more armored than the right. It's got a big pauldron on the one side, but very little on the right side to keep it free to move. Even the breastplate is smaller than you're used to seeing. But then the belt sort of has plates that come up off of it a little bit to compensate for that.
Is there any kind of filigree or maker's mark or anything on it? Or like runes or...
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Hot damn. This was literally you're gonna have to be lucky to come across something because...
Did I do it? I did it!
Yeah, you guys are like totally catching me off guard with your rolls tonight. You're looking around this armor anywhere for any sort of mark, any indication of who might have made it, or when, or whatever the case may be, and there's nothing stamped into this metal anywhere. There's no carving, there's no chiseling, there's nothing. Just this weird sheen to it that almost looks bluish. But as you're kind of looking very thoroughly, you're even checking in the little seams at the bottom of the breastplate. There's like a little bit of curled metal kind of thing, just enough of a lip to stop something from sliding off into their gut. And as you're kind of looking around in that seam, your thumb rubs over a portion of it. And as that happens, you see suddenly a glow appear just in that one little spot. And a marking, sure enough, appears, but not one in a language that you recognize.
Okay. There's marking on this? I don't know what it says, but usually Smiths will leave their mark on it if they've made it and they're proud of it, or if it's from a certain people.
Reading seems
Might
like
be.
a Sylra thing.
Yeah. I mean, we can always take it and then...
Yeah. Just on the off chance, I'll take a glimpse at the mark.
Yeah, much like Brielle, you see the mark glowing there. It glows in almost like a cyan kind of color. And it's very clear, it's very distinct, but it looks like very, very, very fine print. And again, in a language you have absolutely no familiarity with.
Look at this piece of parchment. Is it like it's a similar script?
It is identical to it, except it's it is. There's a lot of other characters that don't appear in that little marking. It seems to have been written from the center of the scroll and in a circular pattern outwards.
That's weird. Hey, Sylra.
And since Sylra's not here, what I think I'll do is I'll call it a night, and she can come back and read it for you next week. If she can.
It doesn't look like a magic scroll or something like that.
Without recognizing the characters, there's really no way for a non-spellcaster to. I mean, technically, like Rhowan's a spellcaster, it doesn't stand out to him as a magic scroll in this moment.
Fair enough. You told me that Wren has had experience of copying shit she doesn't understand.
Fair enough. You could absolutely yes, you could absolutely copy this, but you have no idea what it says.
Yeah, I just wondered if it would ping as like a familiar pattern, but if it doesn't.
No, magic scrolls have a very formulaic method of being inscribed. Though some of these characters don't look too distinct from magical language to your eyes, but who's to say? You're not a linguist.
All right.
Yeah. So you guys had a fun little night here of sneaking around the mountains and killing a Behir and then murdering a Durgar by accident, then pretending to murder him by accident to cover it up. And...
Just a slightly differently negligent way. It's not even less.
Not better in any way. I don't understand the choice, but I support the hell out of the roleplay.
Yeah.
She was ashamed. That's exactly what a dog would do.
She's ashamed. That's what Brielle would do.
It's perfect.
I love it. This is in no way a criticism of you.
Not at all.
Anyway, I fucking loved every second of that. Oh man, ridiculous. But fun night and more mysteries to uncover because that's what I do. Just sprinkle them out around everywhere.